What's up everybody, welcome back to another review, and man, I'm so excited to finally be allowed to post about the Adidas Harden Volume 8. As you know, the Harden Volume 7, one of my favorite shoes from last year and also one of my favorite shoes of all time. Big shout out to Kicks for sending them over. I got them really early, about a month ago. The official release date is the 23rd of February. This is probably also when you will be seeing this video. Retail price is $160, and as I said, big shout out to Kicks for sending them over to review. I've been playing them for a while and they are really nice. So let's get straight into it and start with traction performance. On the Harden Volume 8, we have three different traction pattern types. We have a herringbone pattern that goes all the way around the outsole, around the orange areas of the outsole. Then we have some radial setups, similar to what we saw on the Harden 7 in the forefoot, where the ball of your foot is and also where your big toe is. And then we have a different setup or structure here in the middle on the Volt green or bright yellow part. Kind of reminds me of some H's, probably for James Harden. Shout out to Nightwing for pointing that out. I wouldn't have seen it. For me, it looked kind of like a wave or also like a lightning bolt a little bit. But I think the most sense is probably that it's reminiscent of the H for Harden. How do they perform? Very well and similar to the 7s. As I said, on the 7s we had the herringbone structure here all around, then some radial patterns in the heel, radial patterns in the forefoot, and only issue was dust pickup. Here it's better, they don't pick up as much dust and they bite just as good, in my opinion, on clean courts, and as I mentioned, a little bit better on dusty courts. Before we head to the cushioning setup of the Harden 8, if you like my videos, please subscribe to my channel and leave a like on this video. It would be very much appreciated. Now let's go to the cushioning setup, which is a very controversial topic on the Harden 8, as Adidas doesn't seem to be clear on the tech specs on their own websites. On some colorways or shoes, even with the AE1 as well, which I have right here, they gave us different informations. For the Harden 8, we have some websites which say they feature Jet Boost and Light Strike, or just Boost and Light Strike, and then we have some information where it's just Jet Boost. In my opinion, I think it's just a Jet Boost setup. On the Harden 7, we had the Jet Boost in the heel, Light Strike in the forefoot, and I think here it's a full-length Jet Boost midsole, which I think is very nice, as Boost is one of my favorite cushioning setups. How does it feel on foot? Very similar to the Harden 7. Just not as much compression in the heel, as it's very caged by these EVA sidewalls that go all around the upper, on the medial and also on the lateral side. But the forefoot feels a little bit softer than on the Harden 7. Harden 7 forefoot was very low to the ground. Don't get me wrong, these still are low to the ground, but there's a little bit more compression. But overall, they feel very similar. So nice impact protection in the heel and good court feel in the forefoot, with just a bit more impact protection in the forefoot than on the Harden 7s. For stepping comfort, that's something the Harden line has been doing very well since probably the Harden 6. The Harden 5 was one of the most awful shoes I've tried in a while, but since then Adidas really stepped it up. The 6 was a step into the right direction, and the 7, one of the best shoes of all time, and the 8 picks up where the 7 left off. For the insole, we have just your regular, rather cheap feeling Adidas insole. I can't get it out because I played with them quite some bit already and it's the glue hardened up. If you want to take out the insoles yourself and put something else in there, I suggest you do it before you play with them for the first time, because the glue will really get hard and it will be very difficult to get out the insole after that. If you do it like me and you play with the insole in already, use a hairdryer to soften up the glue. That's just a quick tip if you want to switch out the insoles. Something else that is very different to other Adidas shoes is that they actually have a pretty big cutout in the stroller board. So that also makes pretty good stepping comfort, very similar to the Harden 7s. But on some other Adidas shoes I've reviewed, like the Dawn Issue 5 or the Dame 8 X-Tiply, we don't have those cutouts on the stroller board, which makes stepping comfort not so nice. But here, as I said, very nice. Moving on to the support features of the shoe, of course we have a very long midfoot shank plate, very similar to the one on the Harden 7, just a different shape. Here we just have a regular shank plate from around here to here in a normal straight shape, and here we had this kind of X or Y shaped shank plate going from here up to here in the forefoot. Very good torsional support, almost no forefoot flex, just here at the very tip of the shoe, and I'm also applying a lot of force already, and also side to side, as you can see. I love that about the Harden line. As you know from my other reviews, I love shoes that don't have a lot of forefoot flex. Something like the GT Hustle, for example, my bad, something like the GT Hustle 2, for example, has a lot of forefoot flex as it doesn't feature a shank plate, and they're just not supportive enough for me to play with them on a consistent basis. I just use them for light shoot-arounds or light practices. The Harden Volume 8 or 7, on the other hand, great torsional support and stability. So I really like playing with them because I feel safe and secure while playing with them on court. Something else that they added from the 7s is the aforementioned EVA sidewalls. Here it's used to cage the cushioning setup, so it's going to be a very stable ride as well. And here on the side, it just adds some extra lateral stability when doing hard cuts or stops, that your foot doesn't move out over the side of the shoe. Of course, the shoe also still features the internal booty system that we also had on the Harden 7s, which provides you with a very close one-to-one fit if you have a little bit wider feet. In my opinion, go true to size to your Adidas size. They fit the same as the Harden 7s, which is something that we don't see often from Adidas, that one model fits the exact same as the predecessor or as the next model up. And they are a little bit more snug and narrow, I would say. Nothing that makes me say go half a size up as a wide footer, because they do run a bit long if you do that. But this part right here, as I said, this EVA sidewall or midwall or the caging here can dig into your midfoot a little bit if you have a wide midfoot. Apart from that, they're still relatively good for wide feet, but should also be better for narrow feet this time around. Moving on to the materials, the last performance category or performance aspect of this video. Very similar to the Harden Volume 7, we have a textile synthetic upper, a mix of textile and synthetics, alongside the EVA sidewalls I already talked about. And then here in the forefoot, I'm not sure if it's real leather or synthetic leather. On the Adidas website, on the tech specs, we just see textile and synthetic materials, so I'm guessing it's not real leather, which I actually also prefer. I like the synthetic a bit more. Similar setup to the Harden Volume 7 in the forefoot as well. And I just have to say, I love the looks of this shoe. I already really like the puffer jacket design on the Harden 7, and these are just a bit more futuristic and crazy looking. So I really like how they designed them and how Adidas has been going about their hoop shoes this past year. I think they're going for the #1 spot, and they're going really hard for it as well. For the weight of the shoes, that was one of the biggest downsides of the Harden Volume 7. Very heavy and not breathable. Breathability is pretty much the same. They didn't improve on that. They improved the weight a little bit. The Harden Volume 7 had a weight of 583 grams or 20.55 ounces in a size 13.5 US. These are half a size bigger, size 14. They are a little bit long for me, but I wanted to try if size 14 fits me better because I have really wide feet as well. So in the size 14, they are 20.45 ounces or 580 grams. So 3 grams lighter, even though they are half a size bigger. With that being said, that's pretty much all I have to say on performance of the Adidas Harden Volume 8. I think this is going to be one of the best shoes of the year already. Going to be in contention for the top spot for sure. Colorways that are coming up look really nice, and you can find an affiliate link to this shoe in the caption below. With that being said, please subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed the review, leave a like, and also comment down below what do you think about the Harden Volume 8. Do you like them more than the 7s, or would you rather play in the 7s? Do you not like that style at all? Let me know. I'm interested to hear your thoughts. See you next time for more performance reviews.